Who do you think on the team would survive in a real like Hunger Games situation? Like who's
not Ben.
Why not Ben?
Ben would like be
Poor venerated.
Ben would be sleeping in his hammock for 15 hours, and then the bear would come and eat him or something. Like,
what's up, guys? I'm Jay Hairston. Welcome back to Q Up, Team NBA's official podcast where we take you inside the world of esports and gaming with the people who know it best. My co-host Rojas, Justin Rojas, is not here today. He is out doing Rojas things, I assume. But that's okay. We're going to keep it moving anyway. If this is your first time listening, we post new episodes every Monday on podcast services, and the video form coming to you every Wednesday via our YouTube. That's going to be youtube.com/teamnv. Without further ado, let's get into our guests today. We got some champions in the building. They're fresh off their win of the PUBG NPL Royale Phase 2 mid-season tourneys. Man, that's a lot of word jargon. But our PUBG team members, that's going to be Interrogate and Mr. Patcaps. How are you guys?
good.
Thanks for coming in this morning. Patcaps, I can't get no love. Like, what's going on?
Doing good. Tired. But
your mic work? Do we need a mic check? You good? Good.
Yeah,
good.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. Awesome to see you guys win that. That was pretty damn sweet. What was the take home for that?
40,000.
40K split between you guys and divvied up between company and like all that good stuff. What do you got the money earmarked for? Just curious.
I'm personally like, I'm all about saving right now. I'm putting all that in the bank.
Straight to the bank. I knew you were a smart guy. We hung out at what was the event in Boston?
PAX.
PAX, yeah. Predator took us out to PAX, and we got to roam the floor. Stuff that was pretty cool. Pat, what about you, man?
Probably some food.
So just food, straight up.
More food than usual.
That's like thousands of dollars worth of food. Is that like a big Amazon order?
No, just probably some more Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Some large fries.
Get that plug in. We love our sponsors. No, we do a big Amazon order in the office each. What do we do? Like twice a month, Mike? Would you say?
Yeah, sometimes it's like 3.
Jeez. But yeah, like I don't know what they're ordering, but they can never order enough Oreos for me. That's my new jam. I eat like
double stuff
Oreos all day. Double stuff, but not the mega stuff. I just tried the mega stuff.
Too much?
It was not the business. Too much cream. Like I didn't even know that was possible to have too much cream. But actually,
I don't even like the cream that much. Like I'd rather have like just half stuff.
Have you tried the birthday cake? I become like a Oreos connoisseur. If
no.
You will. Birthday cake is meh. Mega stuff, meh, but the s'mores, that's where it's at. The s'mores Oreos, and they have like a golden graham cookie. Oh,
I like just the original ones.
So dang good. How many Oreos is too many?
2 sleeves.
2 sleeves? Dang, this dude is all about food. Now I don't doubt that money is going straight to his pantry. Yeah.
Like
welcome,
5
guys.
Oreos for me is too much.
5?
Yeah.
That's your
Those
limit? Rookie. Yeah, get your numbers up. But for our viewers who may not be as familiar with you, tell us a little bit about yourself. So we'll start with Interrogate.
Okay. My name is Interrogate. People usually call me Terro. I've been playing PC games my whole life. Like I never really touched console much. Started out with like Rainbow Six, the original Rainbow Six.
So you're saying you were a rich kid then?
What's that?
You were a rich kid because you had a PC capable of running. All of us like plebs are on console.
No, I wasn't rich at all. Like I guess my whole family loved PC, so we just invested in it and we all shared it. Like it was something that was very, very like sacred, I guess you could say. Like it was definitely not easy to get a PC in our house. So yeah, we got our PC and just we all played it. I have 2 other brothers. And we would just take turns over and over. And then I eventually got my own PC, and I think like one of my first FPS after Rainbow Six was like CS, like the 1.6. And then I played Source and Go.
That seems to be a starting block for most gamers that we've had, at least on this podcast, is Counter-Strike seems to be the game that kind of ties everyone together because it's just the rawest, purest form of first-person shooter, it seems like.
Yeah, it's definitely like just super raw and like you said, just all about mechanical skill and stuff like that. So yeah, that game really interested me. And then I figured out battle royales. Like I started with Arma 3, and then I learned about like Player Unknown and stuff as well from that, because he like I don't remember if he created it or helped create it, but either way he was a big part in that. And then I also played H1Z1, which was really fun.
Were you competing as a pro at this time, or were you just playing the game and doing really well?
Yeah, not as a pro in those games. In CS, like I would say that was my closest game to being a pro. I wasn't an actual pro. Like I was pretty good at the game. Like I would say I was well above average. But I just played in like small leagues like CEVO and stuff, ESEA. Nothing like at a professional level though. My first professional experience was like PUBG. And once I figured out like Arma and H1Z, and then I definitely like knew that this was the genre that I wanted to play. Mm-hmm. And I just grinded those games like hard. And then as soon as PUBG hit, everything was just perfect. Like the game was so good. I don't know, like the mechanics were great. It was just what I like in a game, like a bit more realistic than H1Z1, but a bit less realistic than like Arma. Mm-hmm. So it was like right in the middle of those two games.
Sweet spot.
Yeah, and it was great.
So I have a question, because I've gone on record to say that I despise battle royales, and it's only because I suck at them. And in part, me sucking at them is because I feel like the randomness or the RNG of the guns, which depending on the game, I've been told that like there are areas where like better guns are known to spawn, I guess. But I don't know those things. So I'm landing. Joe Schmo is landing, and we both see the house. There's two houses, and I run to the right one, and he runs to the left one. He kills me because there was a gun in his house, and I got a backpack or whatever it may be. And now I have to wait another good 3 to 5 minutes before I can jump back into the action, jump out of the plane again, and do all that. So it's like very frustrating to spend all that time. And when I do get good guns, let's say I did go in the house and get my gun, kill Joe Schmo, and I'm running around for a good 20 minutes, pretty much playing like Collector Simulator, getting all my gear. I got the best sniper. I got, level 3 armor and everything. And then I get sniped out of nowhere. And I don't know who shot me, like where that person was. I just drop and it's over. I just wasted 20 minutes. So my question is, what does it for you? Why do you love battle royales?
Well, I guess like from what you're saying, like it's such a challenge, and I think that's why I like it. Is there's so many different elements of like battle royale. Like you have to watch the circle timing, you have to like listen to all the sounds around you, the gunshots, figure out what direction they're coming from. You have to get the proper loot, like the proper equipment. You need smokes, nades, all that, and like it's just so complicated. And that's what I really love about it. Is like it's not just basic. Like, because in Counter-Strike, to be honest, when I was playing for, like 2,000, 3,000 hours, it starts getting quite boring. And like in PUBG, I don't find that. Like it's different scenarios, like just so many different elements, like I said. And that's what I like the most about it. And that's what keeps me playing. So
plus they're adding content all the time. They're trying to kind of refresh the game, which is something that we've talked about on previous podcasts, is that we want that for Counter-Strike. It seems like they just kind of like cycle in and cycle out maps, but it would be nice to see some improvements. Let's kick it to Pat though, and tell us about you, man.
Sure. I grew up playing video games on any platform, Game Boy, N64, GameCube, like all that. And then I eventually started playing on the PC when I was a little bit older. I think my first like shooter game was probably like Battlefield Vietnam, but that was just against like bots. And then the first actual multiplayer shooter was 1.6.
Okay.
Nothing competitive in that game. And then I played a lot of Counter-Strike Source. Played this like no like leagues, but just a bunch of scrims with like random pub teams and stuff like that. And then eventually I got into console gaming, COD 4, like all the originals everyone knows, Gears, all that stuff. And then I started grinding League of Legends really hard. And then I got really burnt out of that game, and I saw PUBG.
What was your rank in League of Legends? Just
League, highest rank, Diamond 5.
Diamond 5. That's where I got, but I was a Garen 1 trick though, so that doesn't count for much.
I was like gold for a good amount of time, and then just like one season, something just clicked.
Just popped
and
off.
I went through platinum in like 2 days, and then I was in Diamond 5, and then that's when I got pretty like burnt out with the game. And I was looking around at different games, and I saw H1Z1, and then the reviews were mostly negative, so it's like, oh, I'll probably stay away from that. And then
so you were just browsing,
browsing Steam. Then it said suggested games, or like games like this. It was like Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, mostly positive reviews. I was like, yeah, I'll give that a shot. And then it was just after
That's
that.
so funny, because I discovered the game by watching Summit 1G. I actually got banned from his channel. I got him killed during a game. He was, I don't think, maybe it wasn't H1Z1 because is there third person and first person perspective in that game?
In H1?
Yeah. In H1, or no, there's no first person. I don't think. It's
Okay,
only
so maybe
third
this happened
person.
later, but it's still, the story holds true that I literally got banned from Summit 1G's channel, who is also on the Corsair team. So shout out Corsair and Summit 1G. Please unban me. But what did I do? He was talking to the chat about, and he was clearly right. He was talking about the advantages of third person view versus first person, be able to see over rocks and give the high ground and like all these different variables. And I don't know what I said, but I challenged it basically, and he saw it and decided to read it in front of his chat. And while he was doing so, he was like, "Ooh!" He got real excited. He started putting his hands, rubbing his hands. I can't wait! I can't wait to tell you how stupid you are. And then while he was doing that, somebody runs up behind, just starts dumping into his back and drops him, and the chat just loses it and starts laughing.
Oh my god!
He's like, "Oh, where are you? Let me find you. You're gone, and kicks me out." Sorry, my phone. But yeah, that's the story of me getting banned in Summit 1G's chat. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so I pretty much just saw PUBG on Steam, and it was mostly positive reviews, so I gave it a shot, and that was the first BR I'd ever played, and it was just nothing I'd ever played before, and I'm just instantly hooked. And then I just really haven't played any games much since.
Really, you don't touch
PUBG.
anything else?
Not really. Sometimes I play Modern Warfare 2. No, it was Modern Warfare Remake with my friends because we used to play COD 4 all the time. And Super Smash Bros. Those are the only games I really play.
Are you any good at Super Smash Bros? Because I'm
the best in NPL.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but nobody's going to toot it for me. So yes, I am the player for NB.
We were talking about
Astro. If you want to sign, let's talk. Let's do lunch. I do brunch too. So yeah.
At PAX we were talking about Smash, and he kept saying that he was good. So
Did you play?
that would be a good battle, you two.
So I watch the streamers pretty heavy, and I look at their online rank, which GSP is a nightmare. That's what it's called, global point system or whatever. Yeah. It's a catastrophe. But anyways, once you get to a certain level, you unlock Elite Smash, and it's supposed to be the top 5% roughly of all players. And that's the sweet spot for pros right now. And I'm looking at their million GSP, and mine's literally right there. Again, one trick. I'm a snake player.
Oh,
but I'm there. I'm there. I'm a snake.
You're a bully, man.
I'm not a bully.
You spam grenades?
I just pick OP characters and do work. I don't know.
You just run around with grenades, throwing them all over the place?
Oh yeah, I basically try to create a obstacle course and stay away from you. And so, and then I read you off of that. So if you're able to make it through the landmines and the Nikita and the,
eat it up,
and the C4 and all that, then I'm just gonna up tilt you and GG. Yeah.
He's a Sonic man. He just rolls around the whole time.
Sonic? You play Sonic?
he literally just rolls around. And if he doesn't have his controller, he gets mad because he has a certain button that he has binded.
Yeah, I got my Sonic button. It's the left.
Left Z.
Is that the little homing thing? The little homing attack?
No, I bind it to basically just jump, but I need it to do certain moves and combos. So I don't know. I really just Sonic might not be the best character, but I have so much fun on it, so I just main it. It's awesome.
Isn't it weird that game's it's so casual, anyone can pick it up, but then it's so competitive as well.
Yeah.
It's really rare to see that. I could never just straight jump into PUBG and call myself anything but casual because I'm just not good. But that game it's simplistic in design. What do they call it? Easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, exactly.
That describes Smash through and through. Yeah.
Yeah, people are yeah, I'm pretty good at Smash. And you're like, oh yeah, we'll play. And then they you just destroy them.
Terro, you play anything else besides PUBG? He said he's
No, I've been just maining PUBG hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't really enjoy any other games. I just love the battle royales, so that's all I've been playing.
So we talked a little bit in the past about how that it can be difficult, and that's why pros don't do it usually is play multiple games because it can mess up your mechanics and your timing because each game, the physics are different, the guns are different, the recoil is probably different, those kind of things. So you have to stick to your craft rather than kind of jumping around and getting to experience all these wonderful new games coming out, Apex and those kind of things. But Yeah, it's very interesting. Is there anything you have your eye on that you were like, man, I wish I could play that?
Yeah, I mean, like when Apex first came out, I wanted to give it a try because like everyone else was playing and all the PUBG pros were giving it a shot. But like you said, like I didn't want to really mess up all my mechanics and stuff just to like try out this game that I might not even like. So yeah, I just never really tried it. But I don't know, like I don't really regret not trying it. So it's whatever. Like I could just watch streams and stuff as well and kind of experience it that way, like instead of playing it. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Pat?
Yeah. I tried Apex too. Got pretty boring pretty fast.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's mainly because there's not much like mechanics in it. Like PUBG, you have all like the leaning and like the heavy recoil and it just felt pretty bland for me.
There is no leaning in Apex. Yeah. Like I never thought of that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt kind of bland, like the same thing over. Like you just drop instantly, just kill the people around you, and then just like run around third party and stuff.
It did seem less hard, and maybe that's why I like Apex more, is because I was winning more. I was doing nothing still because I'm terrible, but I was winning more. Like there's like scouting characters where you can just ping people, and so I was helpful to the team, but I still wasn't shooting anything. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a casual. Yeah. It's casual, man.
Yeah, like I think that's why PUBG has like its certain player base. Is like that's the type of player base that just like likes the difficulty, likes the realism and stuff, and like just I don't know, just enjoys the competition. Because like I personally think that PUBG is like the most competitive BR because the mechanics and all that. It's like not like Fortnite. I mean, it's not too.
Just get a ball and roll around.
Yeah, just get a ball, build walls and stuff. Like I don't feel it's that competitive like in mechanics and stuff, and that's why you have like that player base for PUBG.
My least favorite thing in the world with Fortnite is especially when there's money on the line, and I've talked to pro players and they tell me it's specifically because there's so much riding on it that they literally, when it's like down to the final circle, they're just building hotels. They're basically just building these big like towers and just sitting in there, and everybody's just in their little hotel, like moving back and forth, like just kind of waiting to see what happens. And it's basically, I've seen like people lose, like it just became a bandage war. Like they're not even shooting each other. They're literally, it's like who had the most bandages, or the healing pots or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To heal up. And I was like, man, it's not gaming. Right? What is this? But with that kind of money on the line, with the prize purses they're putting up, totally understandable.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do to win.
Yeah. What do you think PUBG's missing, if anything? As far as, the game as a whole, you could say the esports component, and like, what do you think is missing?
I think it's missing a ranked mode.
Mode?
Like a matchmaking ranked mode. Because you just hop in casuals, people hot drop, they don't like care if they die early. So like a lot of times people, like if you go into pubs, teams will just do what they want to do and they won't like actually try to win. So it's not as competitive in multiplayer as it could be.
Mm-hmm. So I don't want you to give away your team strategies, especially since you guys just won. Everybody's going to be trying to like figure out what you guys did. What's the special sauce? But I've tried basically two strategies when it comes to PUBG or to any battle royale, and it's literally drop in the center of the map, find the best stuff, and just kind of like move from there. So if I have to go out, I go out, but I should be able to, get what I need. Or do you drop way on the outskirts and kind of kick it and just kind of like sightsee and, walking simulator and just, stay out of everybody's way and let everybody kill each other and just kind of slowly make your way in and just kind of ride the edge of the circle? Which would you say is the better strategy for a terrible casual player like myself?
I would say playing edge, because like playing on the outskirts, because if you go in the center, that's where you're going to have like a lot of the sweaties playing and like they want to get all the kills. And obviously if you're center, you're going to have like the most access to getting kills. So like,
so they're making montages, like they're hot dropping to make montages. Yeah. So I'm going to be on like some kid's YouTube video where he's just like 360, like no scope.
He's going to be running through the city with his shotgun, like just mowing down everyone and stuff like that. So yeah, I would stick to like the outskirts, play it slow, like just take everything in, learn how to maneuver and work the circle.
Is there any other tips you could give kind of our listeners and me specifically, since
I would say if you're just looking to like win and just play a few games, probably loot like towards the edge of the map, like pick like a couple buildings or like something far away from the plane. And then I would probably go center in the circles, pretty fast because usually people just play around the edge trying to look for people and just like kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to grind the game and get better, I would say drop hot, drop Pachinki, school, like those things, and just get like used to just the mechanics. Or even just go into training mode and just spray the guns, get like recoil control down first, and then start hot dropping.
That's good advice. My jam was always going to military base. Is that what it's called?
I love military base.
Military base, hot drop military base every time. Rojas hated me because he's like, where are we dropping? Military base, go. And I'm out of there. Like, because it just had the best loot. Like, every time it was like, it was a fight and it was fun. Like, you immediately got action, but you also had good gear. You're walking out of there.
Yeah, and the fights weren't like, the fights are good in mil base. Like, if you go to Yasnaya or something, there's like hundreds of windows and like little like corners people just hide behind. But mil base, it's like pretty open. So the fights are pretty quick.
What are your favorite drop spots?
I like going Pachinki right in the middle.
Yeah.
Especially with like PUBG has been updating their game with more loot. Because, like, it was obviously a lot of people like the faster pace, like of Fortnite and Apex and stuff. So PUBG is kind of like making that loot change so you can drop and actually get really good gear anywhere you land, pretty much. So it's actually really fun to drop like in the middle city and just pick up your equipment and start fighting. Like it's crazy hot drop.
I've always been curious to know like what would happen if they strategically and fairly spread out loot across the map where the same loot spawns in the same places every single time. Like, how would that change the game?
I don't know. Like, I guess it would make it not as good, I think, because like the whole point of BRs is to have that little bit of RNG. I feel like that's what makes it kind of exciting sometimes is like, if you get the sniper, this guy, like one guy has a sniper and one guy doesn't, you kind of have to like play that scenario differently and kind of move up cover to cover, kind of like dodge his shots. So like if everyone just had a sniper or if everyone just had like the best gear, then it would kind of, I think, be a bit more stale. Yeah,
I could see that. And like the epic plays, like somebody gets a pistol in one house, another dude gets a super sniper rifle or something like that. But the pistol guy manages to, sneak around and you're watching this dude and he comes up and gets the best of the sniper. Yeah, you just remind me, like way back in the day, Mini Fridge, he had his revolver play. He had just a revolver and two pro players like pushed his building and he killed both of them with just a revolver. Like it was insane. It was like a huge clip that everyone. Cool. Did he just catch him off guard, or he was just the stars aligned and his like aim and his dodging was just that good? Yeah, he just outplayed them. Like they both were trying to kill him, and he just got him. So it's funny. Every battle royale that I've ever played, the first time I've jumped in, I've won. Like, you probably don't believe me, but it's 100% true. And every time I've never gotten a kill. So it's been my team that's carried me every game, but I've jumped into every battle royale and won immediately, which is like absurd. I can see it.
You're the IGL, right?
I'm ready, guys.
You don't need to frag as calling.
You need a sub. I'm like a good luck charm. Like I'm not gonna do any damage, but I'm good bait. That's what we called me.
Support player.
I will lay in the grass, and I just did my best solid snake impression. I was just like in the grass, like moving. And when it comes down to the last circle, you want a guy like that that's just gonna like take one for the team. Just kind of lay down and let you guys do your thing. What was the feeling like winning the NPL Royale? It felt really good. Like we were in a little bit of a slump for a while, because we changed our roster like midway through last phase, and we did really well for a bit, and then we kind of like fell in a little bit of a slump. But we're just like figuring everything out, like trying to get our strategies all set up and figure out like just what we're doing, like because it's a new play style. Obviously, when you get a new teammate, like you have to kind of change how you play. But so it felt really good to actually like get a win finally, and actually start like improving. Like we can definitely see that we're figuring stuff out and getting better. So it feels good. Who would you guys say is your rivals? Like, because I always see Cloud9 like right there as well. But then there's another team. I want to say Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm. I wanted to say Lightning Pandas. Lightning Storm. Yeah, I was there. But you'd say that's your biggest rival. C9 and Tempo are definitely like up there in our rivals. For our listeners, explain just like how the structure of like the season works, because not a lot of people know that. All right. So starts off like a phase is about how long?
6 weeks. Phase.
Yeah. So 6 weeks
plus the Royale.
Yeah. So it's like 8 weeks or 6 or 7 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And we play like for 2 or 3 weeks, and then there's like the Royale tournament, which is in the middle of the phase, and then you finish it off with the end of the phase. And the Royale, which is what we won, was like a tournament where they bring in the contenders teams and the pro league teams, and they battle out to see who like is worthy, I guess, of like coming up from contenders. And like surprisingly, there's a lot of really good contenders teams. Like I can see there's already been two or three new contenders teams this phase, and then like I can already see a couple other new teams coming into NPL next phase. So yeah, it just gives everyone an opportunity to feel out the rest of the competition, and for the contenders teams to get in the pro league.
Do you guys feel like this is a format that works for the players?
I think
as far as just like the amount of time you're playing, the amount of time you get to scrimmage, the travel time, the things like that.
Well, they changed the schedule a little bit from phase 1. We now play on Saturdays and Sundays, which I think is kind of nice because we have the same start time. Last phase, it was like later on Friday, and then it was earlier on Saturday, so it kind of like threw you off a little bit. I think we could probably fit in 2 more games per day. Like we could probably play 6 games per game day instead of 4, but 4 is fine for now.
Yeah, I like playing 6 games. Like I think 4 is too small per day, because like
not much momentum.
Yeah, you don't get that momentum. Like, so say you start off like with a bad game, and then you kind of like pick it up a little bit, and then maybe you like get a win there. Like you're feeling so good, you want to just like play another game or something. You can like, you just can't. You just lose that momentum after that 4th game, and it's just like over.
Right. So you guys have been scrimmaging in the office and practicing. It's funny because you guys are right there. My desk is right there, so I'm hearing the comms, and it's so different than any other esports comms that I've ever heard. You think about Call of Duty and Overwatch, it's like left, grab, go, L. Like that's all you hear. And for you guys, it sounds so casual, but I know it's not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, there's a thing over here. Let's go get that. Okay, let's move that. No, there's somebody there. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back. We're going to go over here. Hey, let's head to Bush. Okay, cool. We're here. Oh, do you need this? No, I don't need that. But it's like, it sounds like when I'm playing with Rojas, but I know that like you guys are doing it at a much higher and much more efficient level. Is there anything you can tell us about like the comms, or like, is there shot callers, or like, how does that work?
Well, I would say like, you definitely need, first of all, sound. Like I was saying earlier, like, you can't have these crazy comms all the time, because you need to hear gunshots, like there's suppressed weapons and stuff. If you're missing this information, like you're not going to know where all your teams are. And it's so important to track where everyone is, and like just get a feeling of where everyone's standing on the map so you can make your rotates and stuff. Also, like the IGLs and all that, they need to be able to think and like develop these strategies. Like it's not as basic as like rush B or rush A, throw a smoke over or whatever. Like you got to do complicated rotates, like taking certain paths and figuring out like who's where. So yeah, you just got to keep calm and keep your comms, like I would say minimal, like most of the time.
So who's the chatty Cathy of the team? Who's like talking the most? Because I heard somebody say, "Can you stop laughing?" And I was like, "Oh," like, but I got it, like, because of everything you're saying. Like, you can't be like, yucking it up while like there's shots like come in, or like you need to be able to hear where those north, south, east, west, where are those shots coming from, so you can, make your next move. Yeah. Who's talking the most? Who do you have to like tell to shut up?
Mid game?
Yeah, mid game.
I don't know.
I would say, well, like Ven and Moody talk the most, I would say, because they're like our IGLs and stuff. So yeah, I would say them.
Yeah.
But
sheer volume wise is him though. He's quite loud.
Yeah, sometimes I get really loud. Like especially if like there's someone behind us, I just
startled, yeah.
I yell, like, I don't know.
So when Pat wants to go south and you want to go east, like how does that work in the moment? Because you basically have to have a quick team powwow huddle decision making process. Like how, like who does what?
It's sort of, it depends on the situation, because like if we're rotating like early and we're like making like a macro play, like we want to rotate to a certain position, it's usually we do it all together. But if you're in a fight, like in a forest, like it's just, if you want to make a play, like if you think going right is the play, like just do it, but make sure like you're saying like, hey, I'm flanking right or something like that.
So you can actually like kind of veer off from the team's positioning if you feel like you
it's the right
make
play.
that play.
I think that's something that we started doing.
How
more
often does that
recently.
happen in an average match? Like how often are people basically shot calling for themselves and saying, hey, like calling their shots like Babe Ruth, like, hey, I'm going to go shoot that dude
I think
in his
it's
head.
almost every time for us. At least I do it myself. Like I feel like if I see a play or if I think flanking is like the right play, I'll just do it.
Yeah, usually in like team fights, you kind of start doing like your own movements because it's hard to like micromanage everyone in like a team fight. It gets quite hectic. So yeah, like sometimes you just got to make plays and do your own strat.
When that's not happening, let's say you're in a house, like taking up shelter, is it everybody takes a window, everybody takes a cardinal direction? How does that work?
Usually it's like a cardinal direction. It's like, hey, I'm watching like east to like north, like I'll watch this whole section here, like you watch that section or something like that.
Okay. So me and Rojas are on the right track. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you know what Battle Royale was based off of, like where it stems from?
The movie, right?
That's the earliest example I can find, which is the 2000 film named Battle Royale, where it's not 42 ninth graders are sent to a deserted island.
Ninth graders.
I've never seen it, but but I know of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
same.
I'm so curious to see this, and it's been done several times over after that with like things like Hunger Games and stuff like that. Who do you think on the team would survive in a real like Hunger Games situation? Like
Not Ben.
Why not Ben?
Ben would like be
Poor venerated.
Ben would be sleeping in his hammock for 15 hours, and then the bear would come and eat him or something. Like, what?
Dude, animals in PUBG?
Well, I don't know.
That would be
Someone would come kill him while he's
No, that'd be sick. Like that's the
Sleep
update I want to
crazy.
see is like PUBG Into the Wild, and it's like bears and like hawks and
Like,
stuff like
sneaking
coming
around
down
through
and
the
just
forest,
attacking.
and
Like
you just
the
get
world just hates you.
bit by a snake.
Like not only is there a storm coming to kill you and like 99 other players, but it's now lions, tigers, and bears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You writing this down, Mike? We got to get that.
Hell yeah.
We got to get that over to PUBG. What do you think needs to be polished about PUBG? I've always felt like it's kind of more of a, I don't want to say grungy. Grungy is the wrong word, but gritty. I guess gritty is a better word versus something like a Fortnite, which is obviously for a different demographic, but much more cartoony. But it has like a polish where it just feels, I guess you would say, fluid. And I always felt like when I first started playing PUBG, I would get nauseous just being in the cars, like riding around in the thing because the camera was just, and I was like, okay, that's clearly something that can be worked out, and maybe it has been. It's been many a moon since I actually jumped into the game, so you guys can tell me better than that. But is there anything in your opinion that needs to be polished about the game?
I would say like the game is getting updated quite heavily, and it's definitely gotten a lot better. Like and that's one of the things that's like upsetting about PUBG is like a lot of the players have moved on, but like the game now is like infinitely better than it was back then. So I think like those players would enjoy it so much more if they try it again. But I don't know, like honestly, like there's not too much that needs to be polished. Like I guess the loot still could be a bit different, like changing the settings around, maybe like make things a bit more easy to access, like in the menus and stuff like that. But I mean, like the frame rate and stuff is getting pretty good, and like I don't know, like everything's just seeming pretty good lately.
How many maps are we up to now? Because I checked out probably around the time of the launch of the kind of the Las Vegas desert map. I don't know the name.
Miramar. There's 4 maps now.
There's 4 maps
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Yeah, they
so I'm a
have-
little behind the times. So you're saying I should definitely jump back in and give it a shot again.
I mean, yeah, give it a shot. I think you'd be impressed with the changes.
What is the order of Battle Royale? So we talked about the movie, but then like who copied who when it comes to like what was the first, and like because Fortnite was one of the last. Was it the last Battle Royale to come out? Like and kind of took what everybody else was doing. Well, Apex obviously, but
Yeah.
like can you give us the order of operation when it came to Battle Royales?
I think Arma was the first.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Arma was first, then H1Z1, then PUBG, and then Fortnite. And yeah, like I think I don't know who copied who. Like I think they all just kind of took different ideas and kind of went with them. Like I said, the Arma was the super realistic. the H1Z1 was like cartoony, and then the PUBG is like in between. So they're kind of like all different. Like every BR is kind of different.
Different flavors of ice cream. Yeah. And you just have your favorite. PUBG Mobile though, I get hit up all day by kids like, hey, I have an elite fighting force and we compete on PUBG Mobile. And I kind of just like stop and think like, what the hell does that look like? Is there really kids playing like grinding, like doing everything that you guys are doing, but like on their cell phone playing PUBG? It doesn't compute to me. Have you guys seen it? Have you heard about it? Touched it? Anything?
I've played PUBG Mobile a little bit. It's pretty good it's really good for a mobile game actually, but it's nothing like the real game. Like aiming on a phone is so like awkward.
So it's
worse than
PUBG.
A console. It's like aiming.
I assume the people who are really good are like using some kind of like third-party adapter to plug in like either a controller or like maybe even a mouse and keyboard, and they're actually like playing. I'm sure that's a possibility. I don't know if that's legal.
I've seen stuff like that. It's not legal in like the competitive stuff. You have to use the actual phone. But
so
I've seen like
use a touch screen. You're getting like pop-up notifications and stuff. And
yeah, I've seen like videos of people like making some crazy like contraption with like a mouse and keyboard, and I've seen in stores like controllers for your phone. Like I've never seen that before.
That's wild. I think about Pokemon Go and the crazy dude I saw in LA who had literally a bicycle and like think about like a like 2x4s like pretty much duct tape to his thing, and he had like literally like 10 to 15, 20 phones lined up, and he was playing Pokemon Go on all of them. I don't know.
My God.
Are these other people's phones that were like paying him
Maybe
to
he's
like
selling
do
accounts
it
or something?
for him or something like that? But that would be so funny to see with a battle royale. It's like 50 people in this match are actually just one person, and he's like running around the map, and it's just some guy on his bike in LA. Yeah, I don't think mobile is there, but I definitely think it's the future. Because there's such a low level of entry. Everybody has a phone. Every kid has a phone these days. Yeah. And so and they're getting better and better. It used to be Candy Crush was like the game. And now it's like, you can play. It's a watered down version, but you can play Madden, you can play FIFA, you can play PUBG. It's really interesting to see where that goes. Do you think there's a future in mobile PUBG? Is that the new hotness?
I mean, PUBG Mobile is actually pretty big. I've heard that some of these tournaments are massive and there's huge prize pools. So I think like, isn't it like more popular than the PC PUBG?
PUBG Mobile?
Yeah, I thought it's more.
Wow, that would be a statistic.
Maybe
that would
like,
blow my mind.
Maybe like total players, just because it's like.
That's deceiving because
I don't know.
If you download it, they can basically count that as a person. I don't know if they count logins or just app downloads.
Maybe it's just like downloads, but either way, like it's pretty big. And but yeah, definitely like mobile is the future. Like, and especially some of these esport games, like we both play like Clash Royale a little bit for fun, but I can tell like that game is just so cool, like for an esport, and you could definitely see stuff like that succeeding, like, and just being huge. So yeah, it's definitely in the future.
Back in like 2012, there was a guy on YouTube that was able to put World of Warcraft on an iPhone. It was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. Like he had like 4 frames per second, but he was playing like he was logged in. Like I was like, how? I don't know if it was just like mirroring the screen from an actual computer. It probably had to be that, but like he was legitimately like moving around and stuff on his iPhone. But it was World of Warcraft. Blew my mind.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
So you're saying don't sign a PUBG mobile team yet? That's your recommendation to Astro?
I don't know.
We got facts. We got fact checks. We usually don't have facts here. We usually just operate in the land of fantasy, and whatever I say is truth. Our producer Mike says, according to The Verge, PUBG Mobile currently boasts 200 million users. What the heck? A lot of those have to be overseas though, because I heard it's huge in China.
Yeah,
huge and Is
that where the biggest PUBG scene is right now?
China, I would say definitely. China, yeah, for sure.
Is there major tournaments over there?
Oh yeah, like China's crazy. And speaking of China, like when we were playing our Face It, we were in the Face It Global Summit. All these Chinese fans, like literally the stadium was packed, or not the stadium, what would you call it?
It was the auditorium.
The auditorium was packed with all Chinese fans, and they were just freaking out. Like,
yeah,
literally sounded like a CS:GO major.
It's like video game mecca for them.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They are hype. Like,
Mike also chiming in with the good facts. It says in China, consoles were banned entirely until 2015. I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That's wild. It's such a different culture over there. One of our players for Overwatch, OG from Korea, he kind of told me his story of having to basically sneak to like underground internet cyber cafes, and he was like ditching school to play Overwatch, and like just craziness that they have to go to these lengths, but it shows the dedication that gamers can have and how it can pay off, because now dude's living in LA and got some pretty girlfriend. Doesn't have to drive a car because he has nowhere to go. He can go downstairs and practice in his training facility. But yeah. PUBG is actually banned in China now.
Oh yeah, I heard some stuff about that. Yeah, they were talking. I don't know all the details, but yeah, I heard some stuff about it being banned and
because of its addictive nature.
And
Fortnite banned too.
Well,
I think Fortnite's been banned. Yeah,
I think like everything is banned there.
It's banned in like multiple countries.
You should see this video. Like I guess it's the Chinese version. Like when you kill someone in PUBG, they like kneel down and they wave bye to you.
Wave, and then they just
disappear.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
It's like they got rid of the blood and the killing and all that. Like,
I think that's what.
No, that totally didn't go where I thought it was going. I thought it was gonna be like they pull out like a sword or something. And
no,
like,
he literally waves by
them.
like all happy, and then he just disappears.
Interesting.
So they got rid of all the gore.
It's
and
all the
like,
violence. That's why it was probably banned.
Wow.
I think it wasn't banned. I think it was like if they didn't change it to be less violent, it would have been banned. Or something
culture
like that.
of censorship. That's interesting because it feels like we're kind of moving that direction as America, and especially you look at Fortnite. That's half of the success of Fortnite is it's not gory. Like sponsors will touch it because it's safe, it's family friendly. It's they're just cartoons. You know, it's pew pew. It's not.
Oh, they're just eliminated.
Oh my god, bullet to the head. Yeah, it's very interesting that the censorship culture. Yeah, I never understood it because people are going to find a way to play it. Obviously, as you can see.
Yeah,
with Mr. OG. But yeah, any opinions on that? Like, do you think sponsors should be more open to graphic games? Like, it's hard for them as a business. I understand, but.
Yeah, well, one thing I'm really curious about is like we were watching a Mortal Kombat tournament. That game is
we're talking about
brutal.
The reason, like the what is it called, the ESRB, the little mature label. That was Mortal Kombat was the reason that exists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that game is like fully public. Like anyone can watch it. Like little kids and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy to me like how brutal it is.
Yeah, that game's wild, and the graphics just keep getting better and better. Like I won't touch a scary video game now because it's almost too real, especially when the VR gets to that point where you're playing Resident Evil VR, and I think it like exists, but it's like it's still a video game. You could tell it's a game. Yeah. But like once it gets to that point where you're blurring the lines between reality and video games, woo! I'm not touching none scary games because that even like PUBG, something like PUBG becomes like a sweaty situation if you're in like VR and you're walking around and you're hearing footsteps and stuff like that. That like heart pumping. That's like all of that.
PUBG's already a horror game. You should ask Ben about his jump scares.
He
jump scares all the time.
You always see we're playing and then you just see Ben. He's like he gets shot. He's like.
Dude, we had a awesome one with Rojas. I had a jump scare with a car, and he has the clip somewhere. We'll have to post it sometime. But we're literally we're trying to be all tactical. We're communicating well. We're like, okay, you take north, you take south. Okay, let's clear this house. Let's clear this village. Okay, cool, clear, awesome. Check, Roger, bravo. And then I'm like, wait, I think I hear a car, and I hear like in the background. I'm like, where's it coming from? So I go outside to look, and literally like two people in a car just run up and just barrel me into the house. Boo! And I'm like, yep, confirm that is a car. And they're just like dying laughing at me because I just took this car to the face. Like saw it coming, but like I couldn't do anything. I'm terrible. So I could have closed the door, I guess. I don't know. But it literally just like mowed me over. We'll have to post that sometime. You guys have any funny moments that's happened recently in the NPL that come to memory?
Trying to remember.
What happened with the punching? Tell us about the little punching situation that went down where you guys were like beating each other up.
Well, I think just overall, in like certain tournaments, they need to make it like more
They need
more of an
incentives.
incentive. Yeah, incentive to like play the game properly, or like not probably, but like
I think they need win bonuses.
Mhm.
Like in a best of 4 qualifier, if you do really well the first 2 games, you're pretty much auto qualified, and then the last 2 games don't mean anything for you. So you can literally do whatever you want. So if they added like maybe like a $1,000 for every like match you win, like you go into those 4th games like actually like
Yeah,
fully
you're still trying
trying
to
and
get that
like
money.
yeah.
Yeah. So for Overwatch, they have map scores. So you have your like record, like overall record, like what was the series, but then map score becomes very important, map differential. And we haven't had the best of luck with that. Like we had a winning record, but then we're like on the fence as far as like map differential. So something like that, yeah, you're saying would definitely help out.
yeah, because like in the final games, like you could just go boxing people or like
Drive
drive-bys or throwing nades at people, flashing them and trying to pan them. Like there's nothing on the line. So they need to, I think, figure that out for tournaments and make it so every game has to matter.
What's the biggest like flex you can do? Like I'm talking like kill plays, like you're making a montage and you just flex on somebody. Like what is like the sickest play you could do in PUBG right now? Like what's the most disrespectful? Like
I would
just got owned, dude.
Yeah. I
Like,
would
what are you
say
doing?
I would say someone's in a house, you chuck like a flash at them and go pan them. I think that would be brutal.
The pan is pretty BM, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a one hit kill?
If you headshot them.
You can headshot with the pan.
I think you have to do a jumping headshot if they have a helmet on.
Yeah, I think you have to do like
have
the
to
Superman pan.
You a
in
super
the head,
pan.
Yeah. Right in the head.
Okay, yeah. I can't think of anything much more disrespectful than that.
I guess instead of the pan, you could use like a crowbar. That would probably be even worse.
Yeah, because everyone picks up the pan because it blocks bullets. So
Yeah.
when it's on your back.
It's
it
like a
blocks
super.
bullet.
Is that the best like melee item, if you will?
does more damage than all the other ones for some random
Interesting.
reason. But yeah.
If not that, then the crowbar. You're saying is a
I mean,
strong
they're
number two?
all pretty equal, I would say.
I think he just said crowbar because everyone picks up the pan. Like if you see a machete or a crowbar, you're like,
Oh,
why am
hell
I gonna
yeah.
pick that
I wanna-
up? So
Because it's BM. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you want to
Yeah.
hit somebody with a household item.
Yeah.
And they
Absolutely.
just
They should
made-
add like a lamp or something where you just carry it on your back.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hit people with a lamp.
They just made a skin for the what was it? The machete?
Is it the machete?
Yeah, the machete. And it turned into a fire axe now. So you can like chop someone with the fire axe if you want. That would be BM.
That's pretty pretty ruthless. So everyone likes to know like origins. Like how did you get into esports? Like what took you from just being a good player to now I represent an org at the highest level and I'm on Twitch competing in these tournaments for thousands and thousands of dollars? Like what do you think, what did it take?
I think like what happens is once you find like that game that you just really like and really enjoy and you can spend so many hours in, that's like when it turns, for me personally, like you just like feel like you want to play this all the time, and then eventually you get good enough that you're like, okay, wow, I'm actually like dominating this game, and then you take it to that next level. So I think that's like the biggest thing to get into like once you figure out you want to get into esports.
So for me, the game I probably sink the most time into is Overwatch, and I don't want to compare my time spent on the game versus any pro Overwatch player because it's probably not comparable, but I would say I've spent a sizable amount of time. So for somebody who plays PUBG and challenges you and says like, hey, I put in the time, I play PUBG every single day, I win a lot, but I'm not getting seen, I'm not getting looked at, nobody wants to take a chance on me, what advice would you give?
I would say you have to join Discords. Like if you're first starting out, no one's just gonna be like, hey, this guy plays pubs and he's good, like let's give him a shot, because pubs and like competitive games are so different. So you'd have to,
There's too much money on the line. Like this is,
or even just like,
you guys do it at the highest level.
yeah,
There's-
even just like tier 3 scrims, it's like a whole different ballpark. So like you'd have to, you'd want to join, like you get a squad going, get your like matchmaking stats up, and then you'd want to just like try to join like tier 3 scrims and sub for people and just like do your best and make sure like people like you and they think you're a good player. And sometimes it's lucky, sometimes someone just gives you an opportunity and you make the best out of it.
Social media too, like getting your videos out there, getting clips out there, like posting everywhere, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, like people will see that stuff and you might catch an eye of someone and
Yeah, you never know who's watching.
Yeah,
right?
anybody can
all
watch.
it could take is
Yeah,
the right person seeing it. Like,
that's-
damn, that was a cool play. Let me
that's
check
how
out a little bit more. Let me dig a little deeper, and then so having that content available. Yeah, I agree. Hex from Optic Gaming, shout out Hex. On his podcast, he was talking about kids sending him clips all day, like, "Hey, look at me beasting. I check this like 20 kill streak or whatever it may be." And he's like, "That's awesome, but that has nothing to do with competitive play. It's so much different to be on that stage, like clutch situation where it's you, the rest of your team could be dead, and it's like they're counting on you to make that play. Thousands of people watching, money on the line. That's such a different scenario than you sitting at the house, popping off and eating Cheetos." Like, you guys, do you agree? Do you think
For sure. Like, you definitely need to have like that certain skill to like be able to do clutch plays like that and be in the heat of the moment and stuff and play under pressure. But like you can't really tell that. Like, you can't. How do you really show that if you're like beginning and starting out? Like, someone has to give you a chance, I guess, eventually to like figure out if you can do that. So, because I don't think there's really a way you can show like, oh, I can clutch in a big tournament because you've never played. So yeah, I don't know, like, you just got to try people.
Is there a site available that like somebody can get active or involved in the PUBG community online where there's tournaments or, leagues forming up? Like, we're talking amateur leagues. Because that's something that Hastro said way back, I believe, on the first episode is if you want to play for Envy, you have to play for a team that's not Envy first. Meaning you either have to join a team, like a junior team, amateur team, or start your own, grab some buddies and just get in the lab and train and practice and scrim and all those good things. Is there any sites or communities that you think that would be beneficial for an up and coming PUBG player?
Yeah, I'd say probably GLL would be the best one.
GLL?
GLL.gg, I believe, is their website.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like, aren't they doing like squad matches now? Like money match kind of things?
They got a bunch of like different little money incentive things that you could play, like squad games or little ladders, little tournaments and stuff. Yeah, I would say GLL is a big, like, what's the word? Like, they boost
respectable.
Respectable, and they
reputable.
They boost the competitive scene.
Okay. Do you guys follow the PUBG Reddit at all?
Yeah,
I jump in there every now and again. But like I said, I gave up battle royales. I retired from battle royales a long time ago. But there's some interesting stuff, mostly memes, which I appreciate. But yeah. Any just general like life advice that you would leave our viewers with? Come on, Mr. Canada, like, you're so positive and polite and so damn nice.
Yeah, I guess what Pat said, like, just be positive. Focus on being the best you can be, like being the best person you could be, like playing your best, doing everything you need to do to like perform at the max level, stuff like that. Just, I don't know.
Kanye West said, "Attitude determines your latitude." That's pretty deep.
True.
He also said some other dumb stuff, but we won't mention that. We'll just mention that. Attitude determines your latitude. Kanye West. I think he probably stole it from somebody, but but I liked it. I thought it was clever. Yeah. What about you, Pat?
I would say just no excuses. Like, if you're in game and you die and like your first reaction is, oh, like this game did this, or like it was lagging, or this guy is cheating or whatever, I think you're not going to improve at all. You need to look at your own mistakes and fix them before anything else.
So if the mission is pro gamer, don't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. That's what Will Smith offered in some life advice he gave. He said, don't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Plan A, period. Get it done.
Yeah.
Just decide how it's going to happen, what you're going to do, and you keep going. You fail, you get up. You fail, you get up. Doesn't matter if it takes 1,000 times, 2 times, first try. Doesn't matter. That's the goal. Right on.
And another piece of advice is when you think you're good or you think you're great, keep going. You can always be better than you were.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something that my dad would always say. He'd be like, yeah, man, you did good. Those grades were good. That basketball game was good. But there's always somebody better.
Exactly.
I was like, man, I'm going out to shoot 80 more shots right now. I'm going to the backyard. That's funny. I'm going to leave you guys with some rapid fire questions. You guys down for that?
Sure.
Let's do it. So I'm going to jump to you and then to you, and you have roughly 5 seconds to answer. If you have some good words, then I might give you an extra 10 seconds. Favorite gun in all of PUBG?
Mini 14.
Worst battle royale you've ever played? It can be a bootleg.
Fortnite.
I've only
Subtle. Was subtle.
I've only played like 3, so I'd probably say Apex.
Apex. Oh, the big dogs. You're going for the throat. This one's specifically for you. Does Canada have an army? I've always wondered this. This is a personal question. I threw this in.
You know what? I don't even know because
They don't have an army.
We never need an army.
They don't beef with anyone. They're cool with every country.
Canada is awesome. I love it.
That's funny. Biggest fear?
I don't know.
Spiders?
No. Sharks or like whales or octopuses.
The ocean then.
Yeah, the ocean. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
If you couldn't pay me
Ocean's
any amount
no
of money
joke.
to jump in the middle of the ocean, I would never do it.
Like drop. Where we dropping, boys? Ocean?
Yeah.
You're not down.
No. I'm uninstalling.
Pat?
Fear itself.
JFK. Is that JFK? That's JFK.
Yeah, I think so.
Team you like beating the most?
Tempo Storm.
Yeah.
Tempo Storm.
That's the rivals. Favorite drop spot? We talked about that. Dream car. Ooh. Dude, we had a DeLorean downstairs the other day. Mike lost his mind. He is a huge Marty McFly fan, as am I. My gamer tag was actually Jay McFly for a while because of it. And my dream car is the DeLorean, so I would totally drive.
I would say Ferrari.
Nice. Any particular model? Cuddle? Or cuddle? Cuddles? You get cuddles in the Ferrari. Color.
I guess just got to go with the classic red.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know any models really. Just all of them. I'm sure.
That'll turn some heads. Yeah, you saving?
Not for Ferrari.
Come on, man.
I think the Teslas look pretty nice.
Teslas are dope.
Yeah, they go really fast too.
Efficient.
Yeah.
You can't leave the state, but it's good. You got about 200 miles.
Charging hot.
Is there anything weird that you collect?
Not really.
I was hoping you said like Pokemon cards.
No.
Pat, anything?
No, I don't collect anything.
Weak. Travel anywhere in the world. Where are you going?
I want to go to like either China or South Korea and like experience the gaming there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
That's now
insane.
banned. Is it banned? You go to you're going to underground then. That's what you're going into the depths of the underworld. Pat?
South Korea or Japan.
Good choice. I would choose Japan. When you're not playing PUBG, you are doing blank. Fill in the blank.
Watching good TV shows.
Like? Such as?
I've been watching Chernobyl recently, Game of Thrones.
Like, so disappointing.
All the HBO shows are amazing.
Pat?
Either watching anime or playing Super Smash Bros.
Ooh, the anime. We said the magic word. Yo, let's go. With favorite anime, I got to add a bonus question.
All-time favorite?
Or just give us rattle off some of your...
I've been really into Rising of the Shield Hero right now.
Dude, that's some abstract stuff. I worked for Funimation.
Oh, yeah?
The America's leading distribution
Dragon Ball Z. That was the first
company
one I
of
ever
it.
watched.
And I've never heard of that one. So
Really? Yeah, it's first season right now.
okay, so it's a newer one.
My Hero Academia. That's a good one, too.
My Hero. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming on, man. This was a lot of fun. I learned so much because I was super uneducated about PUBG. I enjoy watching your guys' games, especially the nade throws. That's probably my favorite part about it is when you guys are all crawling behind a rock or something, and the dude just chucks his nade, and it takes out 3 of them, and I just see the kill. I'm like, yo, clip that, Logan, clip that. So yeah, I have a lot of fun watching you guys. What's next for you guys? What's the next thing coming up?
We have the NPL Week 4, I believe it is, this weekend. And then Week 5, which is the last week after that.
Nice.
And we're just hoping to close out the season really strong, make top 5.
Anything you need to do to kind of prepare for that? Like anything specific that as a team you're working on, whether it be communication or whether it be positioning or shot calling or some of the stuff we talked about?
I think we're in a pretty good stride right now. I think we're going to own this week.
Yeah, basically just kind of replicating what we've been doing recently, because recently we've been doing pretty well. So yeah, we're going to try to keep that up.
Right on. Awesome. Before we get out of here, we do have some esports church announcements. If you attended DreamHack Dallas, wasn't that fun? It was so awesome. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully you stopped by the booth, got some merch, took some photos. We love spending time with you guys and talking esports and gaming. You can continue to do so if you jump on the NV Discord. That's going to be discord.gg/NV. Are you guys in the Discord?
Yep.
These guys are in the Discord. You could talk to them. There's a channel for them. You could literally ask them anything. So definitely jump in there. But we do have a queue up channel as well where you can request future guests. Or you can request these guys come back on, and we have a Smash tournament throwdown where I put these dudes to shame. We're bringing on Jane. No, Jane can't play. Arrow can play. We're bringing on all of them. Whoever wants it in Envy's company, it's going down. Thank you so much for listening, though, and watching, as always. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify or any other podcast service, it would mean the world to us if you left a review. Also, don't forget to subscribe and don't miss the next episode. Most importantly, share this with somebody who you think would enjoy it. If they like Battle Royale, pull them away from Fortnite. Just pull them away from Fortnite and have them check out PUBG for a second, because these guys are doing some awesome stuff. Leave us a comment below, and thank you so much for watching/listening. This has been Queue Up.